Okay, today I want to share with you a little sleep hack. As you've heard me say before, I think sleep is very, very important in terms of your health, your overall well-being, not just your physical health and well-being, but your mental health and well-being and your emotional well-being. And I think it's super important to make sure we're focused on every night getting quality sleep and doing whatever it takes to get to bed on time and wake up at our appropriate time. And certainly I would suggest researching sleep and better understanding how it's beneficial for you and what you can do to be more effective and productive with your sleep. I know that sounds like a weird thing, productive with your sleep, but certainly there are techniques and strategies to make sure you're leveraging that time when your eyes are closed and you are asleep in the best way possible to give you the most energy so you can be the most productive in the times that you are awake. Now, I like to pay attention and follow the educational advice from people who play doctors on the internet. But seriously, I just heard this sleep hack and I want to share it with you. And maybe I shouldn't be sharing these things because I don't know what kind of liability goes along with it. But I'm going to tell you what I've done. I'm not suggesting you do it, I'm just telling you what I've done or what I want to try out because I've heard about it. Before bed, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar and 1 tablespoon of raw honey. And the raw honey is then dissolved by hot water that you mix up into a cup, such as this. You can get your own cup with your own initial on it, but this is mine. As you know, my name starts with a J and ends with a J. So that's why I have this cup. But yeah, I'm thinking that because I've heard this worked, might be something I want to try and see if, it can be beneficial for anybody else. Very warm and soothing, but yeah, it's probably one of those hacks that just doesn't actually end up working. I'm just kidding. But seriously, I've tried it the past few nights and it's been helpful. It's really eased me into that mindset, that mode of it's time for bed. It is warm and soothing, and I don't know what it is about it. Could just be a total placebo effect, but it's been working for me. So I'm gonna keep doing it. Keep consuming my raw honey and vinegar. Cheers. So speaking of information that you find out there from other people, I just want to touch on, because I had the absolute privilege and pleasure of running into one of my mentors this evening, and I've been absolutely blessed with several different mentors in my life, personal friends and family members who are mentors. Certainly I also believe that you can find mentorship through things that you read and programs that you pay attention to. It doesn't necessarily have to be one-on-one individual kind of relationship. But I think those are hugely powerful and impactful too. So I bumped into one of my mentors tonight, and his name's John. I won't tell you his last name just because I don't know if he wants credit for being the mentor of a guy crazy like I am. So John is the one that introduced me to Lead the Field. I've referenced this before, but it's an audiobook I listened to. Lead the Field. Again, Lead the Field. Check it out. By Earl Nightingale. And it was done in the early 80s, I believe. But the fact of the matter is, the information that's provided and the way it's provided is certainly based on the fundamentals of what it takes to set goals, have a great attitude, and be successful. And it's been very helpful for me. It's one of those things that I listen to over the past 2 weeks. I've listened to every single day, but since I've started listening to it, I listen to it at least 2, maybe 3 times per week. And it's something that I'm able to feed my mind with. I've talked about feeding your mind before. And it's just extremely helpful to get my mind right, to start my day, in the middle of my day, or to end my day when I'm driving home from work. I think it's absolutely important that we find those things, the information that we can consume on a regular basis, and get the repetition of conditioning ourselves to consume that and to live that. I certainly think there's very much a powerful influence in our lives of our subconscious. And the more we feed our minds, the more we become consciously aware of those things that are in our life, and we can start leveraging our subconscious certainly this is a whole another topic where we can start leveraging that by feeding our minds more often with more of the things that we want to consume and pay attention to and live out in our lives. Another friend of mine who provided me with some content that I've really appreciated and enjoyed told me about The Traveler's Gift. And I know I've mentioned this before because I actually had one of my friends who's paying attention. Kyle, you've read this book, and I don't know what kind of thoughts you had on it, but obviously you enjoyed it enough because it was very quickly after I posted about it that you read the book and asked me for another book recommendation. I think it's an absolutely great book. It's a book that can really give you some ideas and strategies around what to do to be successful on a consistent basis, and really the mindset and attitude that's necessary to accomplish and achieve the things that you want to in your life. So those are just two examples of things that I'm regularly feeding my mind with, and my challenge to you, if you're willing to accept it, is to challenge yourself to reach out to those folks who can be mentors, who can be trusted sources and resources for you, who can share with you ideas, thoughts, and suggestions on different books or audio tapes or places and other people you can listen to who might be able to provide you with good quality information, whether it's just purely for entertainment, whether it will inspire you, whether it will educate you on certain things that you need to know for your profession or for other things you're pursuing in your life. I just think it's so hugely important, and it's been a vital aspect of my life so far to reach out to those people who I really trust and know would guide me in the right direction with the information that they share and that they've paid attention to. So we always have to feed our minds every single day, and you don't always necessarily have to look for new information, because truthfully, the information we consume every day, whether it's The Traveler's Gift or Lead the Field by Earl Nightingale, it's the fundamentals that set people apart. I think you might find, as I have, that the people who have really achieved high levels of success in their specific field or industry or their line of work have stuck to the fundamentals, and they've mastered the fundamentals. And they didn't move on to other skills, developing other skills, until they really had down pat the things that they knew would propel them forward. And I think we can find out what those fundamentals are, and we can practice those fundamentals by consuming them on a regular basis. So go out, find some mentors, find some people you know, like, and trust, and look up to who can share that content and information with you. And focus on your sleep. That's what I'm going to do now. Well, that is after I finish my apple cider vinegar and raw honey. Last thing. I started the group. Haven't started posting to the group, but I've started accumulating folks who would be interested in Motivate Me Monday, which is a group I'm going to get out content to, whether it's motivational, inspirational, entertaining, inspiring, fun, helpful, whatever it is, some kind of content that can be positively influential to start your week, to start my week. And I thought I was going to have 3, 4, maybe 5 people at most say, yeah, I want to be a part of that in 2017. Right now I have 27 people who have reached out to say, I want to be a part of that. And I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be an awesome group. I'm excited for the information and content and ideas and strategies and just that pure motivation that I'm excited to share with whomever is part of that group as we move into 2017. So I'm not closing it off yet, and I never will close it off. The more the merrier. I want to share this information and ideas and inspiration with as many people as possible. So if you want to be a part of that, make sure to let me know. The group's going to be Motivate Me Monday, and I think I'm going to share the information, to be determined exactly how it's going to look. But Instagram and Facebook, I'm going to create a private group on Facebook because I have had people who said they're not on Instagram, and Facebook would be easier for them. So I'm going to do whatever I can to get that out to as many people as possible in the best way for them possible. So keep that in mind. If you want to be a part of Motivate Me Monday, let me know. I will add you to the list, and you can just comment here, find me on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, and I'll make sure to get your name on. We'll rock and roll. 2017 is going to be awesome. I'm excited for it. There's still a lot of work to be done yet in 2016. We're still hustling, still putting out a ton of effort, and I hope you are too. I know you are. Don't rest on your laurels. I don't think it's prudent to coast into the end of the year, because if we can finish 2016 strong, we can roll into 2017 even stronger. And I'm passionate about that. I believe it with my entire heart, And I wish that for you. I hope you're encouraged by the fact that you've got a lot of potential. And I don't just say that, I truly believe in it, especially the more I read about different stories of people who have just broken through to some extraordinary success and some amazing things in their life. It fires me up to know that it's possible. And I'm working towards it, and that's why I'm doing these videos, because I want to keep myself accountable, and whoever along the way wants to pay attention and also be encouraged, that's who I'm doing these videos for. So I hope you find truth in that. I hope you can allow yourself to believe in that potential that you have, that we all have if we're willing to believe it and go after it. And while you're doing it, you know what I got to tell you. Have fun. Be awesome, baby. Peace.